did you get revenge on your noisy neighbor? My upstairs neighbor Jake moved in 6 months ago and immediately turned my life into hell. This guy would blast music until 3 a.m., have loud parties on weeknights, and somehow managed to make every footstep sound like he was dropping bowling balls. I tried the polite approach first, knocked on his door, introduced myself, explained I work early shifts, and asked if he could keep it down after 10 p.m. Jake looked me up and down with this smirk. Hey man, I pay rent here too. If you don't like noise, maybe you should move to the suburbs. The noise got worse after that conversation. It was like he took my request as a personal challenge. He'd turn his music up louder, stomp around deliberately, and even started doing what sounded like furniture rearranging at midnight. I complained to building management 3 times. They said they'd look into it, but nothing changed. Jake knew exactly how to game the system, just quiet enough during business hours to avoid official complaints. After 2 months of sleep deprivation, I decided to fight back strategically. I work in audio engineering, so I know a lot about sound systems and acoustics. I also had access to professional equipment through my job. First, I researched Jake's schedule. He worked late shifts at a restaurant, usually getting home around 2 a.m. and sleeping until noon. Perfect. I set up a high-powered subwoofer aimed directly at his bedroom floor and programmed it to play specific frequencies that would travel through the building structure. Not music, just targeted sound waves designed to be maximally annoying. Every morning at exactly 7 a.m., right when Jake would be in his deepest sleep, I'd activate my system. 15 minutes of perfectly timed bass frequencies that would rattle his walls and wake him up. The beauty of my setup was that it wasn't technically loud enough to violate noise ordinances, but the specific frequencies I chose would penetrate through his floor and create vibrations that made sleep impossible. After a week of this, Jake came pounding on my door. "What the hell is that noise every morning?" he demanded, looking exhausted. "What noise?" I asked innocently. "I haven't heard anything unusual. There's this weird bass sound that shakes my whole apartment." "Huh, that's strange. Maybe it's construction in the air. You know how these old buildings carry sound." Jake looked suspicious but couldn't prove anything. My setup was completely legal and well within noise limits. I kept up the 7 a.m. wake-up calls for 3 weeks. Jake started looking like a zombie, bags under his eyes, constantly yawning, clearly not getting any rest. Then he made the mistake of escalating. One night, he cranked his music so loud that other neighbors started complaining. He was having a party on a Tuesday and people were clearly getting fed up. That's when I implemented phase 2 of my plan. I'd been recording every instance of Jake's noise violations with professional audio equipment, time-stamped and measured in decibels. 3 months of documentation showing repeated violations of the building's quiet hours policy. I also discovered something interesting while researching Jake's background. He was on probation for a DUI and had a court-ordered requirement to maintain stable housing. I compiled everything into a professional report: audio recordings, decibel measurements, time